Hi boys and girls, Mrs. The Bye here. I'm so excited to start a new project with you this week. It's going to be Bubbles the Duck. We're going to be using our foil printing or the texture plate if you have it. If not, you can color it any way you want. So let's get started on Bubbles the Duck. Okay, so here's Bubbles the Duck. We have two different samples, slightly different colors. But for this project, if you want to use the texture plates like we've made before with the sun, and then also the mono printing with the foil or the plastic bag to add onto your duck, you can. If you don't have those, that's totally fine. You can color it or watercolor or markers or crayons, anything you have. So to start Bubbles the Duck, we're gonna start in the top corner. We're gonna do a large, but not too big of a circle, probably the size of about a tennis ball. And then off the front, we draw sort of a triangle shape, but it's round at the bottom. A little line for the duck's mouth, and then our nose. The eye, I do one big eye. I do my pupil. If you want eyelashes, you can add eyelashes. 2 lines down for the neck. And then we're gonna start with a small half circle for his wing, his or her wing. And then I'm gonna start before we draw the body, we're gonna draw our wavy line to show our water. Our duck is sitting in the water, so we're gonna draw the water first and then draw the body down, stop when you hit the water, and then come up on the other side. Now we're not going all the way up. You can see how the wing sticks up off the top. So we're gonna bring our line in, and then once we get that drawn, now we can go back and add our tail feathers, which are just big triangles. A couple triangles on the head to show feathers on the head. And then ducks have usually a white band on their neck. So we're just gonna add 2 lines. We're gonna leave white. Now to make cattails, I make a line down, a second line down, so we have a shape to color in. And then you just add sort of a hot dog oval shape on the top. And then a triangle for a leaf. You can make 1 or 2. And that is our Bubbles the Duck. Now let's color it. So to color your duck, you can either color it with markers, crayons, or color pencils or watercolor, or you can use the texture plate you made from last week's lesson, and then the foil or plastic Ziploc bag you used from the following lesson to work on your project. So I am going to take and have my tin foil going this direction. I'm going to be using markers for where my water wave will go at the very bottom. Not much of my paper is going to be colored using this method because only a tiny bit of my water is showing. So I'm going to color with maybe a little bit of blue. I'm going to maybe add some green because the water is not always just blue. Maybe some green plants growing or some algae growing. And if you want to add some purple, you can too. So remember, you can either use paper towel if you wanted to, or you're just going to lightly, not a lot of water, just lightly mist with a spray bottle. I'm going to take my duck, and it's okay if it gets on your duck, that's totally fine. I'm going to put it on at the bottom and get my water going. Okay, and if you don't have these supplies, you can always just color it any way you want. Oh, that looks great for the water. And then a fun way to use the texture plate from last week is to actually use under your duck. So if you want to give your wings texture, so I might want to have, I'm going to turn it this way, I think. I might want to have my wing have green zigzags on it. So I can use my texture plate that I made last week to give my picture some pattern. So that's kind of fun. So those are some ways you can use your foil printing for mono printing and your texture plate to color in your duck. Have fun.